Research the numeracy requirements of those participating in numeracy provision. When you start working with a numeracy learner, you need to establish, firstly, what numeracy does the learner require. To establish this, you may need to unpack the numeracy in the training package or unit of study the student must complete, or identify the numeracy requirements of the workplace. Secondly, what are the current ACSF levels of the learner? In addition to numeracy, you may need to look at the other core skills as they all integrate with the learner's numerical abilities. They need to read numerical information, to write or record numerical information. Learning strategies are needed to problem solve, monitor and self-check, and oral communication is needed to use numerical language. How to establish the current ACSF levels of learners. There are three things we'll look at: discussion, a pre-assessment tool, and other sources. Firstly, discussion. All language literacy numeracy assessments involve a discussion. Think about interview versus discussion. The idea is to put the learner at ease so they feel confident that you're not another teacher or authority figure sitting in judgment, but a facilitator who is supporting them. You need to talk to the student because the nature of the LLN learner means all the information you want cannot be gained through a pen and paper or online assessment process. Secondly, a pre-assessment tool. There are many resources you could collate to create an assessment tool, but do they address both the numeracy the learner requires and the individual needs of the learner? Are they appropriate for the culture, age, gender, location, employment, and experience of the learner? Your role in using available resources is to evaluate their effectiveness. What are they actually showing you? Can you see what the learner can do? Are they designed appropriately for language literacy numeracy learners? So not too text dense, not written in such a way that the reading demands are greater than the numeracy demands. Do they use white space, plain English, and adult-like tasks? You may need to design supplementary activities or the whole tool, following the principles of design for LLN learners. And thirdly, other sources. You may receive information from other staff members, referring agencies, or advocates. Be wary of confidentiality. Always check what permissions you have to talk about the learner. Your own analysis should inform how much credibility you give to third-party reports. Keep in mind that many non-LLN specialists lack an understanding of who LLN learners are, so always be cautious of accepting descriptions such as lazy or not interested or has a learning disability. You know as an LLN expert that there are many reasons why LLN learners need support to improve their skills. When you have your information about what numeracy the learner requires and the current ACSF levels of the learner, you should create a skills gap analysis. In this, note what the learner can already do and then what other numerical skills will be needed.